I see you back there. I need to fix this cover on my chair. There's no new requests when I log into the Corpse Girls website this evening. That's probably good. I'm certainly okay with that. There's something I want to do before more requests come through anyway. I'm going to make some updates to the website. A few improvements that will considerably ease the workload placed upon Corpse Girls, Kojiro, and Tomoe. In the website admin setting, I add a couple extra data fields to the front page. Instead of just asking for a photo and a phone number, the website now requires a victim's address to be provided. This will ensure we can successfully deliver a corpse for every request. The problem is, that makes you easier to find as the person doing it. You're making mistakes, girls! In addition, the site now asks for the victim's name. I've always been hesitant about requesting this specific detail. I never wanted to know the names of the people Corpse Girl will kill. It creates familiarity, and always used to worry that it would prevent me from going through with my request. But more than all that, I feared that I would delve too deep into somebody's lives. I feared that I would become too attached, too entranced by standing on the outside and looking in. Knowing someone's name would have allowed me to easily find victims online and go down the rabbit hole of spying on their private lives. My voyeuristic fetishes would have defeated me. I know myself, and I know what I would have become far too interested in a person to carry out their death. It's the same reason why I never reverse image searched a victim's photo before yesterday. Now that things are escalating, now that Corpse Girl needs victims' addresses to ensure a kill, I have to get past all that. I have to be strong for Corpse Girl. I have to be strong for Corpse Girl. Strong! For Corpse Girl. I'm somewhat relieved that the timing is suitable. After all, I haven't been as aroused as usual when stalking people online. I don't know if my libido is just low, or if I truly have become uninterested in such things. It's called medication. You are on medication because I'm pretty sure you have schizophrenia. Either way, I believe I'm able to cope with the burden of extra knowledge. Learning a victim's name, address, all that. It's going to work in Corpse Girl's favor. And I'm surely strong enough now to not give in to temptation and succumb to the scopophilia that has plagued my existence for years. After adding the victim's name and address field to the website, I decided to add one final touch. There's a particular line of text that describes how the site works. I've always liked it. It says your victim will receive a photo of their own corpse shortly before they die. It's concise and it perfectly sums up the intention of the website. However, it needs to be updated to correctly apply to the Corpse Girl's new modus operandi. No! You don't give this much information! I changed the line ever so slightly just enough to make a difference. Now it reads, your victim will receive their own corpse shortly before they die. Some people might think it doesn't make sense. They'll think that maybe it's a typo or written by someone not familiar with the language. But it's completely intentional. Now that I made all the changes to the website, I click the save button in the admin panel. You are just making it easy to find you. The changes are reflected immediately on the front page of the website. Corpse Girl's new and improved request form is online. With that done, I need to simply sit back and wait for some new requests to pour in. This will, but in a way, if it doesn't help them find her, it will help limit how many people are actually making requests so she doesn't have to work as hard, because a lot of people probably won't have the information she needs. You know? With that done, I simply need to sit back. And wait for a new request to pour in. It shouldn't take long once I put my next plan into motion. Because I finally figured out how my sister can be of use to me after all these years. She's going to help me become famous. Yuriko Kurosawa's death will ensure that everybody in Japan knows the name Corpse Girl. June 16th, Tuesday morning. For the first time in a while, my fingers scrape against the bottom of the cabinet drawer. I fumble around and grab the last remaining burner phone in the drawer. It's a fairly modern handset from around 3 years ago. These newer models never retain their battery charge for more than a month or so when they've been inactive. Thankfully, it uses a generic charger, so I quickly plug it into the kitchen outlet and wait for it to return to life. I glance back down at the open drawer. It's completely empty now. I'm going to need to restock my supply of burners if I hope to continue with Corpse Girl's work. I nervously bite my fingernails at the thought. Getting these phones isn't easy. It's free, yes, but not easy. And if I get busted trying to lift a stack of them, that might very well be the end of me. I have to obtain as many new phones as possible at some point today. Once Corpse Girl kills my sister, my website is going to explode with new requests. I need to be as prepared as possible. I decide to finish getting ready for work while the burner charges. As much as I'd like to simply skip out and deal with my sister, I need to pop into the office. Missing too many days is going to lead to getting fired, and that might compromise my mission. I take my medication, I apply my makeup, I pack my handbag. It's all so mundane, but it's also necessary. Each day is the same routine. There's comfort to be found in that, especially for someone like me. But sometimes I remember the excitement of finding myself in new situations. even if those situations ended up with me lying on the muck of the bathroom floor or against the stone-cold tiles of a morgue. When I'm ready to leave the apartment, I snatch the burner phone up and check the battery. It's at around 40%. That should be plenty. I stash it in my handbag so it's ready for action when the time comes. I'm out the door at the same time as every other day. I find myself alone in the office well after the working day has ended. The entire floor is empty and silent. I shut down my computer and stretch my tense arms. I don't normally like staying back late, but sometimes it's necessary to get work done. When I say work, I am of course referring to Corpse Girl's tasks. When I'm absolutely certain that everybody has gone home, I get out of my chair and wander listlessly around the office. It's kind of nice having the place to myself. It's like my apartment, only bigger. And colder, and without the terrible odor of mold that permeates the walls. I notice that quite a few people tend to leave their belongings at their death. Nothing too valuable, the occasional coat, hat, or pair of headphones. Should somebody of low moral characters wish to steal them, there would be nothing stopping them. I'm personally not interested in any of that. I walk to the other side of the office floor and reach the seniors' cubicles. Even the seniors leave important things lying around. There's a gift bag with a cake shop logo on the front, a company credit card, a few personal bank statements, but the contents of their desk drawers are where the real gold is found. As I rifle through one drawer in particular, I find exactly what I'm looking for. It's an old Noise brand phone. It's an old Noise brand phone, a few models earlier than my own. It slips into my handbag right alongside the burner phone I brought from home. I close the desk drawer gently and try up into the next cubicle. The top drawer here contains a flip phone, a familiar classic. It'll serve me well. Into the handbag it goes. One of the main problems I have with this company, with any company in fact, is the wasteful attitude of management. Executives, seniors, and even some junior staff are provided with company phones. Basically, if you're expected to make calls on the job, the company will issue a phone so that you don't have to use your own. However, with the rapid evolution of modern technology, phones often find themselves replaced or upgraded well before they cease functioning. And management doesn't care about recycling or repurposing unused, obsolete phones. The devices simply drift to the bottom of the drawers or storage cabinets, destined to become forgotten within moments. Am I really doing the wrong thing by taking these phones off the company's hands? It's not like I'm stealing personal property from employees. I'm only taking what the company is likely to write off as a business expense, and this is a multi-billion yen company, and are they really going to miss the odd outdated device? I justified this to myself long ago. I'm ensuring these phones are used for a bigger purpose, and there's nothing bigger than fulfilling Corpse Girl's ambitions. As I swipe the fourth or fifth phone, I hear the ding of the elevator from across the office floor. Someone's here. I need to get away from the cubicles without being seen.
Is that you?
Must have ducked down a second too late because the voice identified me correctly. I scuttle forward on my knees just a little bit so that I'm not so close to the cubicles. When I get to my feet, I'm halfway between the senior employee's area and the junior open plan desk. Sheena walks over from the elevator to greet me.
You're here awfully late. What were you doing over there? That is, if you don't mind me asking.
Oh, I lent my USB drive to one of the seniors earlier, and they didn't return it, so...
Oh, did you find it?
Nope. Oh well. I'll ask about it tomorrow.
I could help you look if you like.
Seriously, it's okay. I'm about to head home anyway. What are you doing here?
I left my wallet at my desk. Can you believe it? Luckily, I remembered before I took Tomoe out for dinner. I would have appeared to be quite the buffoon if I'd been unable to pay for our meal.
Yeah, I suppose so. Hey, how are things anyway?
Things with Tomoe are great. We are truly in love.
Well, okay, not exactly what I meant, but how are things here? I mean, what happened with Kotomi and...
Ah, that whole kerfuffle. Can you believe Miss Ida is dead now? Is it wrong of me to say that I'm happy she's dead?
No.
Is that an awful thing to admit?
You were being sexually assaulted. I gently shake my head, but I don't interrupt his train of thought.
Bizarre. Especially considering our relationship and how determined she was to end my career.
It bothers me that Shinya is still referring to the conflict between himself and Kotomi as a relationship.
It would seem that she was the only one with animosity toward me. As such, the other executives said I'm welcome to work here as long as I like. In fact, they were even generous enough to give me a small salary raise.
Wow! That's great, Shinya. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you. It truly was a struggle there for a little while.
Before my brain can even register what I'm saying, the following words tumble out of my mouth.
Do you want to talk about it?
Noriko, I know that I haven't been as open with you as I should have been. Maybe talking about it will help me put the whole thing behind me.
I bite my tongue as I try to think of a way to back out of the situation.
You know, if you're uncomfortable talking to me, maybe Tomoe can help?
My rejection is met with a smile. Looks like I'm in too deep now.
Well, she really does. But whenever I bring up the subject, she becomes visibly angry. Many a death threat against Miss Ida has been made aloud. I wouldn't be all too surprised if Tomoe was the one who killed her. There certainly is a motive there, after all.
Except we know that that's not what happened, and that Miss Ida, was on a killing spree, and she blah blah.
So you don't know who killed Kotomi?
I don't even think the police know that much. Father showed me the photos of the crime scene. Chances are that whoever did kill her was also killed in return. Though, as abusive as she was toward me, I never took her as the type to instigate a mass murder. She was an angry person, yes, but that seemed to stem from a lack of fulfillment. That's what I assume, anyway. And I think that's the reason she made her advances on me.
Shinya, I really am sorry. I'm so sorry that you had to go through such a traumatic experience.
I thought I was going to lose everything. My job, my relationship. Miss Ida threatened to steal it all away from me. Just so she could experience some form of power, some small manner of pleasure. Why do people do those things, Noriko? What joy is there even to be found in...
I take my time to consider my reply. I'm probably not the best person for him to be having this discussion with, but all things considered, it does seem to be helping him come to terms with things.
What you went through with Kotomi, what she did to you, that's not what it's about. She never had the right to put you through that. I hope that one day, when you're comfortable and feeling healthy, I hope that you can make some good memories with Tomoe.
Yes. I hope so. Thank you, Noriko.
Don't mention it.
I don't know if my words were the right ones. What right do I have to talk about what he went through? I can only hope that I managed to bring him some sort of comfort.
I better grab my wallet and get going. Don't want to keep Tomoe waiting. Say, would you like to join us, Noriko? Are you hungry at all?
Oh, I don't want to intrude on your romantic evening.
It's no trouble, really.
Maybe next time. I have some things I need to do tonight.
Okay, no problem. Well, see you later.
Shinya takes off toward his desk. I breathe a sigh of release as I hoist my handbag up from the ground, feeling the reassuring weight of my newly acquired burner phones. I enter the elevator and give a polite wave to Shinya as the doors close.
Give me a call back when you leave the restaurant.
You want me to drive tonight?
It has to be tonight. We talked about this.
But...
Please. Kojiro's on standby as well.
Fine. Not like I've been dying to bring Shinya back to my place or nothing.
Don't push Shinya. Let him tell you when he's ready.
Yeah, I know. Look, I'll probably be out of the restaurant in an hour. That cool?
Yes, thanks.
Bye!
Tomoe hangs up. I look down the street, my gaze aiming directly at the restaurant Tomoe is currently seated at with Shinya. I'll need to kill an hour around here, but what is there to do? I'm not exactly keen on the idea of window shopping. I don't even want to be here. But standing in one spot as dozens of people walk by is really nerve-wracking. I could go visit Aoi at the maid cafe, but then I'd have to pay the table charge to enter, and it'd probably be pretty weird to be served by girls in maid costumes. Not really my thing. Really? Kind of surprised. As I glance around, I notice a 24-hour manga cafe at the end of the street. That could actually be perfect. I could rent a quiet space for a few hundred yen and just read a book until it's time to go. No one there to bother me. In fact, the only person I need to speak to is the attendant at the counter. With my mind made up, I hurry along to the manga cafe.